live now. Here. Australia. I'm just praying this is working right now. I have no idea. Maybe that'll fix something. I don't know. I am Toasty Evan Bread. This is Intrepid Racing League Tier 2 here in Australia. The first season, first race of the season. Here in Australia, Mo in the Cadillac. This is what we have been waiting for, folks. It has been a long time since I've commentated. So sorry, I'm admiring the new icons. They're kind of nice. Mo came from Tier 3, now he is Tier 2. We're going to see a lot of previous Tier 3 drivers in this tier. You see EX7, Frenny, Aerodnite, Mark and Dylan, Big Pilla, Mo, I think maybe even K-Pex. All of them have been previous Tier 3 drivers. I don't know how this will go. I'm not a big fan of the racing in these cars, but it is not about me in the slightest. Yeah, I don't see Josie. I got Diner, but no. Here is Mo. Into Sector 2, his Cadillac. That beautiful, beautiful livery on it. Storming here. Sector 2, Mo goes through. Straight mode activated several times in the lap. And in the race, into Sector 3, Mo goes lifting heavily through here, trying to gain all the batter you can for that final straightaway. Here he goes, Mo. First driver in Tier 2 to qualify this season. It is Mo with a 1:18.4 here in Australia. I have no idea what that time is compared to everybody else, so I guess we'll have to see. His teammate JDJ goes 1:18.7. P2 for the other Cadillac, and then Bro Joshua splits them with a 1:18.6 in his Aston Martin. Djokovic. He is across the line. Does not set a lap there. Oh, there it goes. Oh, it is kind of laggy. It is Frenny P4, then Djokovic, then OP. I don't know. Why is it so laggy? Turn off some of the fancy stuff that I go and see if it'll help. Looking down the order, it is still Mo at the top of the leaderboard. Then Bro Joshua, JDT, Freddy, Big Plum, Dark T, Djokovic, OP2M, and then Pedro. That is Hicks P2 in the Williams. 118.574. JDT is going to be on another one here. Straight mode activated for him. But that is not who I am going to focus my attention on at the moment. Let's watch 7. He is a contender. Don't really know times yet. I guess we will find that all out. Yellow flags in Sector 3. It is a McLaren and Mercedes. And year 7 goes to the top. 118.358. Then Pedro beats him 118.321. Putting in the work, these drivers, they have been practicing since the DLC has come out. 118.1 for Aero Knight, the Mercedes driver. The team principal for them, Aero Knight, going to be putting himself in a great spot. Then Dylan, 118.1, the Red Bull driver. That is immaculate. There goes Diner, 60 joining. Guess you haven't seen the movies. So yeah, going around. Wow. That is going to be unfortunate for that Red Bull driver. Mark, if he had been on a hot lap, he would not have access to the overtake. So. Who the frick's a Derek, bro? You said someone called him Derek. It wasn't me, I literally saw him. Gee, literally. I'm not going Derek. Mark's sliding around. He is. The order as it stands: Dylan, provisional pole, Air Knight, then Pedro sitting in P3, 7 in P4, then Mo set his time at the start of qualifying. PX in P6, then Bro Joshua P7, JDT P8, Ferrani P9, and Capex in P10. Big Plum P11, Dark T in P12, P13, oh, P20, 14, Stay Out, 15, Mark, Joseph, and Diner. All yet to set a lap. But here is Mark, straight mode activated. Listen for that big lift into this turn as he puts it back into the power. See what he can do. Here in Australia, yellow flag's gonna disable the overtake for Mark. He might be a little upset about that. Championship winner for Tier 3 in Season 6. Might be looking to do it again. It is Mark to the top with a 17.6. Putting out a lap faster than everybody. It is a provisional pole for the Red Bull driver. Gonna be feeling and looking great on this. Apologies. Fahrenheit in P3, the Mercedes. He has done some work to this team, let me tell you that. Scarata for the Cadillac team. His driver is 6 and 9 right now. Newest team on the grid. Weren't sure how everything would work out, but in the end we all got our answers. Also, how the heck are you supposed to tell the Cadillac separate from the Haas? Someone really made that answer. Diner, the Haas driver. Straight mode active. For that big left. All back. Heading into the final set of quarters. Fire to the Hawks. His teammate goes 120.8, 216. Other Haas driver. Across the line, 19.4. P15 for him. Dylan. See if he can improve his lap. Heading down, presumably burning it all. Here he goes. He goes faster in time, but cannot beat his teammate. Still P2 for Dylan. They're looking to win the championship yet again. They won it last season. In Tier 3, they're looking to do it back-to-back. This time for the Red Bulls. Under Davis. Previously under... I think that was Rushaisty. Straight mode open 4-7. The Ferrari driver. Ferrari driver. Ferrari car looks very bland in this game. There's like 2 liveries on there, 2 sponsors. Maybe 3. 7 heading into the should get to start to see some final runs from drivers as the time slowly starts to wrap up. And Joseph is improving on his. Ooh, big spin out for the Haas. He'll be into the wall. That's gonna mess up Pedro on his lap. Good thing he's not on a fast one. But I think he is about to start his. Giving it all. He won the Tier 4 World Drivers' Championship. Looking to do something here. I don't know how much competition he has against Mark. We'll have to see how he can do the McLaren driver. He's pretty rapid. So just have to see if he can hold it together. through Sector 3 so far, on for a better lap than last time. Pedro into the final corner. What can he show us? It is a 118 flat. Good enough for a P3 from the McLaren. Yeah, you can see everybody starting their out laps. Here's Frenny, I think, on a hot lap. Starting one. Invalid lap, he pulls over to the side and it causes some more yellows for that Haas. No, he's gonna get a penalty eventually. It has been written into the rules for this season that you cannot intentionally cause yellow flags as it turns off the overtake button. Also get a penalty for excessively causing them. Just be careful. Capex, the other McLaren, he is going to be looking to start a lap here shortly. As Bro Joshua finally gets in, here's Capex to start his. But all eyes and ears, at least for this stream, will be on Mark. We'll have to see how he can improve. The Red Bull driver, yellow flags out in Sector 3. I think that's Mo again. Everyone is very, very close together. At least in this mid-pack. P3 time is a 118 flat. And P12 is a 118.8 for P13. So here's Mark to start his lap. I think he will have pole here in Australia if he can pull together a very similar lap to last time. As he heads down Q1 or the Sector 1. Looking to conserve all the battery he can while pushing it in the right places. Flat out through there, putting all the power on the line. He goes faster in Sector 1, but it's not a purple. Someone else could be going faster than him right now. Sector 2, it is the straight mode activated. The wings flip up, allowing for extra speed. Up to a certain point. Here he goes. Big lift into here. As you conserve some battery. Back onto it, straight mode, burning some battery here. Going down into the final set of corners. Mark looking great as Dylan currently sits provisional pole. It is a 117.6 for the other Red Bull. Pedro looking to be in that second row. Same with 7 if Arrow can't improve. But here comes Mark. The other Red Bull, can he put up a lap? Yes, no he cannot. Mark does not improve enough. Dylan will hold your pole position for the first time here in Tier 2. Mark will sit right next to him. It is a front row lockout for the Red Bulls. Pedro sits P3, 7 concludes that second row in P4. Arrow 9 in P5. Mo is in P6, Capex P7, Hex P8, Joshua in B9, Djokovic P10, then Dark T, P11, Diner P12, JDJ 13, Frenny in 14th. Big Plum 15, Sayao 16, OP2M 17, and Joseph in P18. We are minutes away from the first green flag here in Intrepid Racing League Tier 2. Dylan is our pole sitter. He'll be looking to challenge his teammates for the win today. It is a front row lockout for the Red Bulls. If they collide, it could still be up to anybody though. So they will need to be careful as they jump off the line. Here we go, here in Australia. We get the 5 red lights. And we go racing for the first time here today. The Cadillac gets a bad jump. It is Dylan who leads the way. Pedro is going to follow him through. Dylan is spotted in the first corner. He's going to get flipped around. That is Dylan out of the race. In the first corner, it is going to be a full safety car to start us off. What a wild, wacky start to this race. I think it's just a virtual safety car. Wow, what a start. Here is your position changes. Pedro up 2, getting the biggest jump from that start. 7 up 1, arrowed. Capex up 2, Helix up 2, Dark T up 3. But I think Pedro is the biggest winner here. Here are your tires. Everybody's on the videos. Everybody is. Oh, I shouldn't have this. It won't let me turn the temperature off. Okay. They will return to racing. I don't know why the time is Pedro is leading the restart. And it is marked down the inside. They're going to make a little bit of contact, but they're both going to stay on track, side by side racing for the lead of this race. Who has the better battery management? It is Pedro who continues to lead, but Mark is still on the attack. He gets it. He has the better power. That Red Bull says goodbye, and into P1 he goes. 7 in P3. He is going to be looking on the attack. Here on Pedro. Down the inside. Pedro goes wide. 7 around the outside. Can he make a stick into the wall? He's going to make contact with the McLaren afterwards. Mark is just going to get away. 1.2 the gap already. Out of the overtake range right now. Pedro has some work to do. 7 looking for a way through. Same with Arrow Knight. Arrow Knight trying to follow 7. He just can't do it. 7 gets it done into P2. Pedro falling down the order. It is the Mercedes on the attack. Arrow Knight looking to try to overtake Pedro. And an Alpine slow in the back. That is Dark T as he gets overtaken by Mo, the Cadillac. There are yellow flags in the back. That's OP2M. Spun around. This top 5 is still pretty close together. That's someone out. That's Joshua out. I think, maybe. Might have just... I don't know what happened with Joshua. I don't know why it won't let me take off the Hello, everybody who has joined the stream. Hello, hello. Here, Pedro looking on the attack of the Ferrari. Will he get it done? Trying to go on the outside. Yes, he does. He gets it done. Pedro up to P2, 7 P3, Arrow to P4, Capex P5, it is Mo P6, JDJ P7, Frenny 8, Dark T 9, and Diner 10. Mo jumps up the order again. He is climbing positions rapidly. That is Capex split around on track. He made contact with the, oh my gosh! There is a big pile up in the third sector, as I think that is the second virtual safety car of the race. It's a full safety car. Capex getting a fat penalty for that. That's Aerodyne pulling into the pits. Oh my gosh. It has been chaos here today in Australia with the pole sitter DNFing in the first corner. And now we see a bad pile up, safety car out, half the grid pits, the other half forced to stay out. What a race it has been so far. Mark will lead our restart though. Pedro sitting P2, 7 P3. Then Mo, Big Plum, Joseph, Arrow, Diner, Hicks, Jukovic, Dark T, Sayao, JDJ, Frenny, and Joshua, Capex, and an OP. Still will not let me turn off the telemetry. Pedro pulls into the pit. Putting on pressure to hearts from the front. Hello, Season. Hello, hello. It has been going so far. We had a pretty big crash. Took out the pole center. Then Capex spun and it caused a pile up and pulled out a safety car. Yeah, it is pretty tragic. attempting to get you a replay of the start. Apologize. Safety car will be in this lap. Restart led by Mark and the Red Bull. He'll be allowed to go whenever the safety car finishes getting into the pits. And the restart is underway. He catches 7 lacking just a little bit. Everyone trying to get ahead here, but not much going to happen. The restart, Freddie gets by Seiya. Big Plum gets by Mo up into P3. Mark still leads after the first sector. He is doing a great job of leading this race, looking to win here in behalf of his teammates, who unfortunately got DNF'd in the first turn of the race. Big Plum and Mo side by side. Right behind Joseph, looking to maybe join the fight. Trying to go around on the upside. Cannot do anything. It is Joseph. He moves up 2 positions in that one little area. It is P1, Mark, P2, 7, Mo and Joseph fighting for this P3 still. Joseph backs out. It is no P3. Joseph P4, Big Plum P5, Arrow Knight P6, Steiner P7, Hicks P8, Djokovic P9, Dark T P10, Joshua P11, and Frenny P12. Looking at the front, Mark still pulling away. 7 trying to do whatever he can to stick with him. Hicks trying to make a move on Arrowed. Not much going to happen on the start finish straight. Going attacking. Here is Steiner on Bro Joshua. On Hicks, sorry, not Bro Joshua. It is Hicks. He keeps his P7. And in the back, that is Djokovic fighting off Dark T. Mo close on 7. There might be an overtake here soon for P2. Mo trying to make the most of this race. He got caught up a little bit. Oh! It is a big crash! Hicks! And I think that is Steiner. Big crash for them. They both get back going though. Going back to the back of the ring. 16th and 17th. Might have a little damage on their car. Who knows? 11th. Fighting 10th right now. This is Frenny on Petra. Frenny, you can see burning all of his battery, trying to get by. Not much that he can do. Stay out. He got by K-Tex there in the background of your screen. Frenny on the attack of Pedro once again. Trying to stick it around the outside. Doesn't quite have the pace for it quite yet, but here he goes. Now he has a good opportunity, sticking around the outside, puts a wheel. We saw his teammate hit the wall here not too long ago, but Frenny is going to use that area to attack. just like we saw 7, Bro Joshua getting by Big Plum for 6th and 7th. Arrow Knight gets by Joseph up into 4th. It is Frenny still fighting for his life in P11. Trying to get by Pedro and also defending Stay Out now. In the background, you can see the other Mercedes. The foreground, I guess, or the background. Joseph fighting off. I think that is Big Plum. Side by side racing the Audi and the Mercedes. Big Plum backs out. That is Arrow Knight who's going to get a 40-second penalty in P4. A little bit of contact happening in this middle ground right now. All very, very close together. Tight-knit racing. The V-car moves up in position. Djokovic up on Plum. Djokovic now looking on Joseph. Can he do it? A little bit of contact. Big Plum. That's mid-pack. It is 6th. Joseph 7th. Big Plum. Now it's Djokovic. Then Big Plum. Now Dark T. Oh, I should. They're just going to keep fighting. Oh! Big contact. Dark T. Into the gravel a little bit. That's going to cause a little bit of congestion there in the 3rd sector. Going to cause some yellow flags, but nothing more. Capex on the deep inside. Sayao fighting for his life. Oh, fighting for P13, so no points behind Sayao, as it stands. Dark T. There is a lot more racing with these regulations, I can tell that for sure. But it's also created a little bit of uncleanliness. Dark T takes a wider line, trying to do something. Sayao sitting pretty in P13. He is still going to be able to catch up to Capex, trying to fight for that last points giving position, but it could be a little bit tricky. Pedro behind Joseph. Frenny and JDJ side by side. OP2M spun in the back. Frenny up into 8th. Full power now, trying to chase down Pedro, who he was chasing down a lap or 2 ago. JDJ gets by Big Plum, or Big Bum, sorry, gets by JDJ. 9th is Big Plum. 8th Frenny. 7th Pedro. That might be OP2M retiring in the pits. Never mind, he gets going again. I assume correct. Dark T gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits. Mo and 7 going to be fighting for that 2nd place. The better podium spot. As we watch Pedro finally get around Joseph. Joseph's tires going to start to give. Frenny will be looking to make a very similar move very, very soon, as Djokovic gets a penalty for multiple track warnings. Turning all over the back of Joseph. He wants this move and he wants it quickly. 2-second time penalty for track limits. Frenny on the outside of Joseph. He gets up into P7. Now chasing down P6. That Ferrari making up moves. Has finally retired. Aero Knight has caught P2 and P3. Although with that penalty, not sure how much this Mercedes can do. I think we'll see the leaders hit very, very soon. Have to see how long they're willing to extend their tires. And the longer they wait, the better for Aero Knight, as he is able to start catching up as his tires kick in. That is Joseph and Big Plum into the pits. Geiger takes a 30-second penalty. It is all out for these podium spots. 7 gets by Mo. Up into P2, Aero Knight. Feeling better on the hards. Still trying to catch up. Can't quite do anything, as we're going to see the Cadillac and the Ferrari fight once again. And Mo, he chickens out. He goes into the pits. He will pit. Put on a new fresh pair of hards as he will head out. He'll be in the back. P13 for the Cadillac. He was running pretty high. There's Aero Knight, P3 chasing P2. Fernie still trying to get by Pedro. Trying to make waves in this race. Fernie. He got messed up a little bit as Arab gets up into P2. Sorry, as I was saying, Frenny got messed up a little bit. Now he's been on the climb, passing driver to driver. He is going to have slipstream. He is going to have the battery. Straight mode, overtake, everything at his expense. Well, Pedro will not. I mean, he'll have a lot of things, but not overtake, which I think will give Frenny the boost he needs. Down this main straight. Oh, pardon my French. Pardon my hiccup. I do apologize. Here is Frenny chasing down the McLaren. A lot of stuff that he wants to do here. On it, Frenny, he wants to get by. He wants this P4 to himself to get in some clean air. He still has a little work to do. Mo climbing the ranks again on his fresh set of hards. Going to be significantly faster than everybody, both pace-wise and due to his fresh rubber. So he will dodge and weave his way through. Going to make a little bit of contact with Diner there. That was a little nasty, dirty. Didn't make me feel good about that. JDJT up a position, and Frenny might be starting to struggle. Gonna follow this pack for a little bit. The two big ones that we're really focusing on right now are going to be Arrowed and 7, and then this mid pack, Pedro, JDJ, and Frenny. With Mo occasionally as he makes his way through the grid. Back trying to find that podium. He's going to get some clean air now, Mo. But here's the other Cadillac. He might be looking for a move. Or maybe it's the other way around. He could be defending because it is Frenny on the back of him. And he is on the back of Pedro, who has the better speed and the better pace. It is all down to the tire management right now with this 50-50 split conditions. Straight mode opens. Still nothing that any of these drivers could do. JDJ, he has so much speed. Could he be on the attack of Pedro? He's going to look for it. He's going to back out, though. No move is going to be made, but he has just let Pedro know, hey, buddy, I'm here. I'm ready for this overtake. Pedro's going to be panicking a little bit. But now, look at this. The Cadillac under pressure from the Ferrari as they have officially caught the leaders. Arrowed and 7. They become 1 and 2 as Mark finally pits. Close to 7 is Pedro in P3, then JDJ, then Frenny, Capex, EX. Mark comes out, I think maybe P8. Yes, he does, P8. And then Mo P9, Sayer P10, Joshua P11, Diner 12, Big Plum 13th, Joseph 14th, Djokovic 15th, and then Dark T 16th. It has just become one big fight for the win again, as Arrow 7 and Pedro have all caught up with each other, and in this big long train from P1 all the way down to P5. Frenny on the end of this train might be feeling a little disheartened. He was trying so hard to get by Pedro, then JDJ overtook him. Now JDJ has just gotten himself into third. What is up with these Cadillacs today? They have been on fire. Arrowed in 7 now pitch. JDJ obtains the lead of this race. It is Pedro P2, Frenny P3. But they are going to fight a little bit. No overtakes made into the first quarter. Capex P4, then Mark. Arrowed will be coming out, I think, maybe P7. Right behind Mo. Actually, they're going to keep dropping. Everybody goes by them. Wow. As it stands, with just about 11 laps remaining in this race, JDJ is our current leader. Pedro sits P2, Frenny P3, Capex, then Mark concludes the P5s, Mo, Bro Joshua, Sayao, then Arrowed in P9, 7 P10, the Haas's of Diner Joseph, 11th and 12th respectively, Big Plum 13th, Yix, then Djokovic, then Dark T in 16th. But our leaders are fighting. Pedro gets into the lead. Then the Cadillac of JDJ tries to go around. Cannot make the move. It is Pedro leading the race. Frenny in P3 getting a nice look. He is just going to conserve and consume his battery. He is sitting there waiting for an opportunity to arise. He's saying, why do I need to do the hard work when I can let you? And here he goes by JDJ. It is Frenny up into P2. And now he's going to be looking on the position that he has been trying to get into for the past 20 laps. It is Frenny on the back of Pedro. He gives him a little bit of a scare, putting himself into the rear view mirror of Pedro. Pedro's going to start panicking. He's going to start thinking about defending. He's going to think too much. And that's going to be his fall. That's at least what Fronty is hoping. Yellow flags in the back. I think that might be for a Haas, as a virtual safety car has been called. So everybody will slow down. This will be a great chance for people to reharvest energy, and it is a full safety car. It is a full safety car for the second time here in this race, allowing Pedro, Fronty, JDJ all to have a perfect pit opportunity. I don't know how they will come out compared to Mark. How far is Mark from them? I think if they pit, Mark will take the lead. I don't know what the call is. Pedro pits, Fronty pits, JDJ pits. K-Pixel pit, Mark stays out. Mo pits. Mark will lead the restart once again then, as he takes the first position once again. Bro Joshua chasing the people out of the pits, trying to put himself in P2, and he gets it. It is going to be P2 for Bro Joshua. P3 Pedro, P4 JDJ, Fronty, and P5. Aero Knight P6, Capex P7. It is P8 for Mo. Or P9 for Mo, sorry, P8 for 7. P9 Mo, Sayout is P10. Nose Mine, it is Djokovic in P10, then Sayout, Diner hits. Big Plum, Dark Tea, and then Joseph. Nine laps remaining in Australia. We'll have to see how many we get after the safety car comes in. I'm looking at chat. Everybody is going in. Everybody. Restart still won't be this lap. Might be next. Probably won't get that lucky though. Diner, you get the 10-second penalty. 6 laps of racing left for this first Tier 2 race. Intrepid Racing League. Mark will lead the restart for the second time tonight. Bro Joshua, 8-lap hards, sitting P2. Pedro, P3 on the 2-lap mediums. The McLaren driver will definitely be trying to get a jump at the start. Bro Joshua just needs to do his best to defend. Mark could easily just run away here, taking the win away from everybody. But only time will tell as the safety car pulls into the pits. Mark has been given the okay to return to racing speed whenever he chooses. It is going to be a delayed start for him as he will wait until he gets onto the racing line. It is flat out straight into turn 1. What are people going to do? Bro Joshua keeps his P2. Pedro fighting for his life as he tries to defend behind. JDJ trying to take away this final podium position from Pedro. JDJ desperate, trying to hold on. Diner gets up ahead into P10. The Cadillac so determined to get this podium position. Bro Joshua has completely let Mark run away. He has the lead of the race by already a full second. Positions are swapping. It is Pedro P2, Fronty P3, Bro Joshua P4. JDJ gets by Bro Joshua. Joshua slides down the order as now JDJ slides down the order. Fighting with the other McLaren. He drops down to 7th as he's just going to keep losing and fighting for these positions that he does not want to be. Frenny fighting for his life in P3. Trying to keep up with Pedro. This is his opportunity, his chance to take home a solid P2. But he needs to push. He needs to hope that Pedro's mediums fall away quicker than they did previously in the first half of this race. Here is 7 and Mo side by side in the first corner. That is a big spin for K-Peg as he will be out of the session. Yellow flags will come, but there will not be a safety car. Mo P7, Sao P8, Diner P9, Plum P10, Dark and Hicks fighting for that the final points paying positions as Hicks gets a big spin. 7 down the order 2. Djokovic P12, Dark T P11, Diner P10. It is Big Plum P9, Sao P8, Mo P7, Aero Knight P6, JDJ P5, Joshua P4, Frenny P3, Pedro P2, and Mark currently leading this race. PX retiring on track. In the back road, it is everybody all close together. JDJ goes around the outside of Bro Joshua up into P4, that Cadillac. Mo is going to be trying to do the same, trying to make up a good top 5 positions for the Cadillac team if Mo can follow suit and get by Bro Joshua. It is Pedro P2, Fronty P3, JDJ P4, Bro Joshua P5. Yellow flag to the back. That is Dark T. He is sat on the track, sitting the wrong way. He gets going again. Big Plum looking for a move here. It is against Djokovic. Djokovic gets the better run through the corner. Big Plum does not try too hard to stick it, but Djokovic goes wide. Big Plum up into ninth. Yellow flag's out. I think that is for Diner now. 7, who was once fighting for the lead of this race, is now sat P11, looking at only 2 points for the weekend. Sao moves into P7. Frenny still not over to. Wow, Frenny still not able to overtake. But he is still sitting comfortably in P3. As it stands, Mark will be leading the championship with Cadillac leading the constructors. But everything can change in just a couple of laps, so there are no ifs, ands, or buts. So we will have to wait to see how things unfold. Frenny pushing hard, trying to get ahead of Pedro. Doesn't quite have it yet. 7 gets a time penalty for track limits. Bro Joshua cannot do much against Mo, who is determined. It is going to be a great finish for the Cadillac team here in Australia as it stands holding P4 and P5. Only 3 laps to change that. Bro Joshua on the attack of Mo. Joshua up into P5. It is Mo who has to go defensive. They're attacking. It is big contact. Mo has a bad slide onto the grass. He's facing the wrong way. There goes his points and his positions. Oh no! It is a big hit as Joseph hits him. It is Joseph now. Spun right round, facing the wall. What has happened here? Wow! I spoke too soon. Cadillac losing their driver. We will have 8 different constructors in the top 8 positions of this race as it stands provisionally. As we had 2 laps remaining of this first race with these 2026 cars. Frenny, he looks like he is on the attack. Can he get by Pedro? He wants the second place. He can taste the second place. He just needs to lick the Tootsie Pot to get there. Pedro being that Tootsie Pot. That analogy makes sense. Goes around the outside, cannot stick it though, so he's going to continue to trail. He's going to try it down the inside. Can he stick it this time? No, he cannot. Pedro just had the overspeed. Continuing to save battery. Frenny on Pedro. Pedro on Frenny. Who will come out on top? On to the final lap of this Grand Prix. Mark continuing to lead. Frenny and Pedro fighting their hearts out for this final 2 podium positions. Pedro deeply wants this P2, but Frenny has fought through everything for it, so he deserves it too. They're going to continue battling through this last lap. JDJ catching up. He is going to have a perfect opportunity. If he can catch up just a little bit, he might be able to slip himself into the podium position if Frenny isn't careful. On the power, Frenny trying everything he can, everything he has to get by Pedro into this corner. Can he make it stick? No, he cannot. Here comes JDJ. Does he have the speed? He might. He is on the back of Frenny. He is going to go on the attack. Can he do it? The Cadillac driver moves into P3 and into P2. Oh, no. JDJ gave everything. He loses the power. He doesn't quite have it. In his final corner, battling for these podium positions. Has there anything been more beautiful? Flat out through here. Who has the battery? It is Mark who comes home P1, Pedro P2, JDJ P3, Frenny P4, Bro Joshua comes home in P5. And I'm going to wait for all these penalties to play out before I start saying the rest of the grid. See out P6, 7 P7, that makes sense. Jokovic P8, Arab Knight P9, Big Club P10, Diner 11th, and then in the very back is Joseph, who is waving to the crowd. It has been a crazy race here in Australia, started with the pole center DNFing then a safety car, and it has all come to a beautiful final lap racing for the 2 podium positions and then P4. And it is Joseph who finally comes across the line to end the suffering of this game. I have been Toasty and Bread. I have been your host and commentator for 2-2 IRL Intrepid Racing League. Join in the bio, join the Discord, join now. I love you guys all. I love all of you guys. All guys, all of you. Okay, bye.